Hey guys, welcome back. So this is our next question from SQL 50 Leetcode. Question number 1729, find followers count. So here's the question. We have this table called followers and we have two columns. So we have the user ID and the follower ID, both type int, and then user ID follower ID is the primary key. So primary key or composite key. So this combination is unique. For this table contains the IDs of a user and a follower in a social media app where the follower follows the user. Okay, so the follower ID will be following that user ID. So whatever user ID we'll have some followers ID next to it, so we can tell like how many followers a user has. Write a solution that will, for each user, return the number of followers. Return the result table ordered by user ID in ascending order. Okay, so we have to sort it in the end by ascending order. The result format is in the following example. So here's an example input. So we have the followers table. So we have these four user IDs. And remember, it's a primary key, so we don't have to worry about duplicates because user ID and follower ID is the primary key. So we know they are unique for each row, for each record. So here we have user ID 0 and we have a follower ID 1. So follower ID number 1, it could be anyone, is following user ID 0. And then follower ID 0 is following 1, and then follower ID 0 is also following 2. And then follower ID 1 is following user ID 2. So user ID 0 has just one follower, user ID 1 has just one follower also, and then user ID 2 has two followers, so we have 0 and 1. So here's the output. So 0, we got one follower, user ID 1, we got one follower again, and then user ID 2, we have 0 and 1, so two followers. Okay, so I'm going to start writing our query here. So first we need the user ID, so I'm going to just select user ID, and then we need the count by each user ID. So I'm gonna do count star or count all, and then we are gonna give it an alias. We're gonna call it followers count. So user ID followers count from our followers table, and since we are using aggregate, I'm gonna group by the non-aggregate value here. So I'm gonna group it by the non-aggregate column called user ID. So I'm gonna say group by user ID, and then it says return the result set ordered by user ID in ascending order. So I'm gonna order it by user ID, and here I can say either ascending explicitly where I'm telling it to order it by user ID ascending, but remember by default order by is ascending, so we don't really need to put that out there. So if I leave it as is, this is gonna work fine. So we got the user ID count star or count all as followers count from followers group by user ID, order by user ID. Okay, this should be good. Let's execute it now. Run successfully. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and thank you for watching.